Hi, I'm Marlon Dahl, and today on Bachelor on a Budget, we are making kimchi. Now, a couple weeks ago, I had made kimchi for the first time. I had some cabbage in my fridge, and I'm like, what am I gonna do with this cabbage? And so I kind of did a bit of research, learned how to make kimchi, and first time, it was awesome. It wasn't even Napa Cabbage, so like the softer kind of cabbage that we're gonna be using today. It was just regular green cabbage, and it turned out awesome. And I'd even done a bit of changes to the recipe to suit my own personal taste and just what I had on hand. And I've made it a couple times since, perfected the recipe, and we are going to make that today. And kimchi is awesome. It's a fermented food, so it's gonna give us lots of that healthy bacteria, give us that flora in our stomach that is gonna make our poops so much better. So let's get started. So I have some Napa cabbage here. This is traditionally the cabbage that is used for kimchi. But you can use another type of cabbage if you have it. I used green, regular cabbage the first time I made this. And we want to fill this bowl with all of our cabbage, and we're going to fill that with water and salt. And I'm using about a quarter cup here of salt. And this is all going to get rinsed off, but this will help remove any of the dirty bacteria. Then I want to massage that. And then add water. We're going to let that soak for at least an hour. And press that down with a plate. While that's soaking, we can prep the rest of our ingredients. We are going to be using some green onions cut into 1-inch strips, some scallions, green onions, whatever works. We can set that aside. Now for our paste, we are going to add a 2-inch knob of ginger, 5 cloves of garlic, 3 tablespoons of red curry paste. Traditionally what is used is a dried Korean pepper, but we're using this instead for ease, but you can also use a couple tablespoons of that, dried Korean chili powder. 1 tablespoon of sugar, 3 tablespoons of fish sauce. Alternatively, you can use about 3 tablespoons of powdered nori. So seaweed with a bit of water mixed together into a paste, and that will give you this like kind of seafood flavor. We're going after that umami flavor. And about 1-2 tablespoons of water just to help that mix. And we're gonna blend that up. I filmed that with the lid open, and oh man, I'm coughing and it's got on the lens here. Ugh. Actually doesn't show up that much, but there's a lot. Fish sauce and all. I'll drain this. Give it a quick rinse. And we can add the kimchi back to the bowl. Our scallions. Now you can also add like carrots. I like to thinly slice carrots, but we're keeping it simple with this one. And then our red curry paste. Now at this point you can use some gloves, but I'm going with bare hands. Gloves will keep it from staining and going into any cuts, but we want to use hands to really get that soaked in nicely. And then we'll fill a large mason jar full of this stuff. Really shove it down there. And then top that up with the remaining liquid. You can do this in smaller jars if you don't have a big one, or even Tupperware. And ideally the brine goes right to the top, so it can add a bit more water. Pop a lid on that, and we're gonna let that store for at least 24 hours out of direct sunlight. So make sure that ferments for at least 24 hours. Now we can open that up, release some of the gases, give it a taste, and put that in the fridge. That'll last at least 3 weeks. So I'm gonna let this ferment for at least 24 hours, but I'll give it a taste now. It's good, but it needs fermenting. As soon as you stick it in the fridge, it rapidly slows down the fermentation process. Healthier gut already. Hey, if you dug this, check out my kimchi fried quinoa right here. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and hit the little alarm notification so you actually get the notifications. People have been losing out on subscriber notifications, so I want you to see it. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this recipe and how it can be improved. Thanks, guys.